Hey everybody, welcome to Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel. This is my reality. I don't know if I should have this light. Look, should the light go down? It looks so foggy. It's weird. Let's see. Can I change the hold on, let's see. I don't know if that's better or not. I'm not really sure. Anyway, okay. So again, welcome to Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel. This is my reality. Um, Me and this wig child. Listen, I wanted to, you know what? I wasn't really sure if I wanted to, um, what's the right word? I wasn't sure if I wanted to recap the Housewives this year. Sometimes, you just want to, it's weird because, like when you start a YouTube channel, you're like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that. And you get all inspired and yada, yada, yada. And then I was just kind of like, it's almost it feels like work a little bit. Because it's like you watch it and you're like, oh, this was good. This was a good episode or whatever. Um, but then I was like, I have a few things to say. She does. She has a few things to say. Does. So I wanted to recap the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Oh, sorry, y'all. I have to open a drink. I'm kind of thirsty. Don't y'all love these drinks when during the Christmas season or during the holiday season? Costco, which is kind of like Saks Fifth Avenue for my husband. So he be over there getting gas and buying all kind of Costco stuff we don't need. He really does. Bless his little heart. I let him get his life over there too, child, because I like to get my life. Okay. Ooh. Anyway, so I'm gonna recap season 14, episode 1 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So if you're new to my channel, please hit the like button. If you like the content that you're viewing and seeing, and if you come back again, please subscribe to my channel, Chanel's Reality. So, okay. So like I said, we're going to discuss Beverly Hills Housewives season 14, episode 1. So listen. Ooh, child. Season 1, or I would say scene 1, begins with Sutton going over to this Jennifer, like I forget Jennifer's last name, but the Jennifer house, the lady from Little Shop of Horror, Little Shop of Horror. Remember her? Her name's Jennifer. I can't remember her last name, but sis was on a stick when she was young. Okay, she's very eclectic. They go over to her house. Sutton goes over to her house, and they meet in her kitchen. And they're talking about Sutton's. Let me just say this: Sutton. We all know Sutton is very wealthy, right? Or her husband's very wealthy, or they built wealth together. However she wants to say it. I'm not trying to knock that lady, but Sutton, girl, listen, come to the front. And I know you listened to me. Well, I don't know. After watching this whole episode, I'm not sure if you listened to me wholeheartedly. It felt like you listened to me during the last season before the reunion, but now I don't know. You didn't fell back off. I'm not really sure. But Sutton, girl, I know you live a very wealthy lifestyle and all that. I just worry for you. Like, I need you to have security. I know you went and you said you got security for Erika after that Thanksgiving disaster dinner party where your bestie Kyle set you up for the okie doke and was relentless trying to throw you under the bus. I need you to, it's fine if you're going to wear all your fine jewelry, your Cartier this and Cartier that. I just need you to have security, because if you was going to have security for Erika Girardi, you need to have security when you walk around with $75,000 or probably more than that cuffs of Cartier. I just want you to be safe, okay? Let's see. Yeah, because I'm like, I've been wanting to say that to Sutton for a minute. I need you to get security. Like, you need to, and maybe Sutton, maybe you have security already, child, and I don't know it, but I feel like you need security because you're so trusting At least she feels like she's trusting. And I feel like Sutton has anxiety and she's weird. And I can't imagine if Sutton went through what Dorit said happened to her, which is that she was held with a pew pew to her head or to her back in a home invasion. I can't imagine the type of stress and rollerball um, Sutton would PTSD Sutton would have. I don't know. So Sutton, if you listen to this, or whoever Sutton's friends are that are going to watch this, please tell her to get security if she doesn't already have them. So Sutton and Jennifer are talking about this surrealism party, which to me, maybe it means something to people like Sutton, but to the rest of the world, as normal people out here that don't throw parties for things like surrealism, we were confused. It just looked to me just like a weird party. And maybe I'm not that enlightened. I don't care to be that enlightened though. I like parties. Listen, I love any reason to put on a cocktail dress. But I didn't get it. I didn't understand why this was a party, but whatever. Listen, let me just say this too. For some reason, Sutton believes that Kyle is still her friend, or was her friend, or always has been her friend. And listen, I told her at the end of last season, that lady well, really, I told her all last season and the season before that lady's not your friend. She don't give a shit about you at all. And Dorit has finally figured that out too. And congratulations to Dorit, because I don't understand it. It's almost like these women are under a spell of some sort. I don't know if it's we got to bow down to Kyle because she's been here longer than everybody. I'm not really sure, but they all seem to do it on some level. Even Erika, before all her shit went to hell in a handbasket. But I think she's still under Sutton's spell. So then they go over to the next scene is really Erika Jane or Girardi, and Erika's in some sort of, I guess, furniture store, and she and Dorit are fake shopping for fake furniture. In my opinion, they wouldn't. It bothers me, these shows where it's like, y'all don't think we didn't caught on yet? Y'all don't think the audience realizes that this all has to be set up and get approved, and y'all picking what store, and y'all got to set up the lighting and all this? It's fake, and we know it. Like, we know that certain parts of it are fake. Do they have, on some level, some sort of real relationships outside of the show? Maybe. Some people probably do, but stop it with the fake shopping at the whatever store that where a little pot thingy costs $38,000. Like, stop it. Like, knock it off. We really would like to see people who actually spend money like Sutton. Just saying. Kyle was another one that I think is a real spender, but that's just me. So Dorit basically wants to talk to Kyle about Dorit wants to basically talk to Erika about how bad of a friend Kyle is, which is crazy because I don't even understand how Dorit and Erika are friends. If you ask me, I don't understand how they got there. It doesn't make any sense. Erika never liked Dorit. I think Erika on some level was probably a little bit jealous of Dorit because Dorit's husband wasn't maybe as old as Tom was, and they probably were still having sex, and Erika probably was not. And I also think Erika maybe saw Dorit as a little bit of a competition because they're both like fashion glam goddess. It just is what it is. They don't always get it right, but they do way more than other girls, in my opinion. But yeah, so Dorit wants to explain to Erika that Kyle is a terrible friend, and she finally realizes it. And I'm like, girl, y'all didn't know? I mean, the thing to me is like, y'all haven't seen Kyle be this way to everybody. I don't know why you finally waking up. It's just like, have y'all been in hibernation? But see, I think this is what it is. It's all fun and games until she turns the shit on you. That's just how I feel about it. Why didn't I get myself a straw? I have a straw somewhere. I now understand a little bit of, and I didn't even watch Wendy Williams like that, but she would always have her tea, in the morning or whenever she was taking her show. I get it because you're thirsty. You get thirsty from talking a lot. Dorit is basically figuring out, or I guess has figured out at this point, that Kyle is a hypocrite. Let's just call it what it is. Kyle is okay with putting everything that's wrong with your life out there and saying, we're just being honest. We're just being honest. Kyle loves to gaslight people and just say, oh, this is just about honesty. And we just want you to be honest. You know, she did that with Lisa Vanderpump about being honest. She did that with, what's the other lady's name? She did it with Lisa Rinna. She did it with Brandy. She really just didn't even like Brandy. So for any reason she could get Brandy out of there, she didn't like Brandy. She most recently did it. Well, she did it with Camille. That was season 1. That's what set everything off. When she was like, what did she tell Camille? You're delusional. That goes down in history. She did do that. She ruined that whole lady. Oh my God. For so many years, people hated Camille because Kyle called her delusional. But she did seem, the way they edited it, and I'm saying that I don't work on that show, but the way they edited it definitely seemed like Camille was delusional and that she was making it up. But now we have all the facts and we know who Kyle really is. No, I don't think it was Camille. Camille was a bitch, but we just didn't realize Kyle was a bigger bitch, in my opinion. She definitely, most like the latest person I think she did it to on some level was, well, she did it to Crystal, but she definitely did it to, oh God, what's that lady's name? Denise Richards. She was like, we just be honest about your sexuality. We know you were having sex with Brandy, blah, blah, blah. But when they wanted to talk to Kyle all last year, about whatever she had going on with Morgan, it was just like, and I'm of 2 minds about that because I feel like let that lady live. If she wants to go do whatever with whomever, that's between her and that person. It don't have nothing to do with. She doesn't have to tell the rest of the world that she's bisexual or gay or whatever it is she is or isn't. She doesn't, and I don't think that she should have to. But the problem with Kyle is she tried to force basically everybody else to say whatever it is she wanted them to say. We saw when she did it with what's her name? Denise Richards. We saw it with Lisa Vanderpump. We saw it with Lisa Rinna. It's person after person. It was what's her name? Yolanda. It was just person after person, Brandy, everybody. She wants them to be real and be honest until it's her. She did the same thing to Sutton. At that nightmare of a dinner where Erika was like, and what? You're going to do what? And she was threatening Sutton. That was Kyle. Just be honest with her, Sutton. Just be honest. And it's like, girl, you fucking be honest. Like, stop it. Knock it off. I can't with Kyle. So that's what Dorit, I guess, has finally decided that she realizes that Kyle isn't a friend. And Kyle hasn't been a friend this whole time to nobody. Kyle, season 1, said in the back of a limo that her husband takes care of her sister like a second wife. And that her sister is a sick and alcoholic. And y'all thought that y'all would be friends with this lady? I just need y'all to use both sides of y'all brain. But anyway. I will say this, though. I do feel like this is the first time where I believe that everything Dorit is doing in this season, I want to not believe is fake, but this is the first time I've felt like Dorit was faking. It's hard for me to believe that these people have been putting up the best front for the whole world. As we're good parenting, we kind of love each other. Dorit acts kind of like dingy and just a fashion queen and nothing else is going on upstairs. And then PK is who he is. He's not attractive. He looks better now, though. I will say that. I like him with the gray. He looks better. But it's like, I believed her about the robbery. I believed her about all the other stuff. I didn't necessarily believe her whole life is real. But for the majority of it felt real. Now that it's like, yeah, me and PK, we don't do anything but fight all the time. Then that can't happen. Obviously, I'm married. People who are married fight. People who are in any type of relationship fight. It don't matter if you're in a relationship with your mama, your daddy, meaning y'all live together, y'all cohabitating, fighting is going to happen. arguments are going to happen because people are different. They're going to get on your nerves. It just is what it is. It could be your own damn children in your house. You're going to fight. It's what it is. I'm not talking about physically fighting. I'm talking about being disrespectful, but you're just going to have arguments. It just is what it is about whatever it is. It just seems like it came out of nowhere to me. And it's like, how do you hide? Because she's this whole episode going around telling everybody that PK is an alcoholic. And so that's part of the reason that they fight. And he's gone a lot and things like that. And it's like, do I believe that could be real? Yeah, I do. But it's just like, how does that never come up for no one? Not Erika, not what's the other lady's name? Lisa Rinna, not Sutton. Nobody has said anything. And this is the killer part to me, because last season, Dorit was insinuating, her and Kyle, that Sutton had a drinking problem. And I'm trying to understand how Sutton kept that under wraps. If there was even an inkling that this man has been an alcoholic or is an alcoholic, I'm shocked that Sutton didn't say, Dorit. Because see, this is what I would have done. But I graduated with a PhD from Petty University. So, but I would have done it like this. If Dorit would have tried me like that, or Kyle, either one of them. Because people have been saying that what's his name? Mauricio has been doing the ooh-wee for how long? Now, I don't know if that's true or whatever, but people have been saying that he definitely drinks a lot, at least on camera, because he's always having a party. But if I was sitting and Dorit and Kyle were trying me, I would have certainly told Kyle, shut the hell up. Your husband has a glass in his hand every time we see him on camera. That would have been number one. And then number two, I would have been like, Dorit, who do you know that drinks a lot? Don't do that. Like, don't do that. Just like how she told Sutton. No, what did she tell Lisa Rinna? Sutton told Lisa Rinna, she said, I also know what she said. Oh my God. Oh God. What is the word she used? Oh, she said, because Lisa Rinna was trying her. She was like, I also know what slander is. I was like, such get it together. Like, that's the kind of shade that I need Sutton to have. And that's what I would have done to Dorit. Like, if you really want to do you really want to play that game, girl? Anyway, what else? She then shares with Erika that she and PK are separating. They flash back to when Kyle was taking Dorit to the Beverly Hills hotel for that, so that she could basically be a prostitute for her husband. Remember that? They took her over there, and it was supposed to be a surprise and everything. And Dorit was being Dorit. She was being a control freak, and it's like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening. You can't have me on camera putting me in clothes, and I haven't picked out my outfit, and it's just so obnoxious. But Dorit's who she is. Let the girl be who she is, because I'm definitely gonna be who I am, regardless. So there's that. But remember, because she was dressed like Julia Roberts, playing that prostitute Julia Roberts played in the Pretty Woman. And I will say, I did see when they flash back to that, I remember feeling a way about Dorit not being pleased, I guess you could say, or grateful. I don't know what the right word is. Because I don't agree with pretending like you love some gift your husband did or some great thing someone they feel like they've done for you, and you're faking. Like, I can't be fake. I could be cordial, but I can't be phony. So I don't agree with that. And I think especially if you're going to make a like with someone like your husband, you should be honest about what your likes are and what your dislikes are. But I just feel like that wasn't the time. Like, this man has made this big gesture for you, Dorit. It's not the time. But in that moment, in that flashback, PK was like, I guess I'm not gonna, be doing the big thing anymore, like the big to do, like what he did in that episode. And I kind of feel bad for Dorit. I mean, for PK. I was like, yeah, because girl, you don't need to do that right now. Let's just go with it. Like, just go with it. She also discloses to Erika that PK is an alcoholic. And she doesn't say, she don't give him a way out. Like, I feel like if you say someone's an alcoholic or has a substance use problem, That's a big thing to say, especially when you saying it to the world. You can't take it back. So now every time anyone sees PK anywhere near a drink, they're going to take a picture. They're going to put it on a web. It's going to follow him everywhere for the rest of his life. And that's not fair. Now, PK got on TV and said, I'm an alcoholic and I'm struggling and whatever else, then that's on PK. He put that target on his back. But I don't need my spouse putting that type of target on my back for the world to see. So Dorit, come to the front. That ain't cool, chick. It's not cool. If he was, beating her up or being super like disrespectful, like on some level, I could understand how you want to kind of like maybe be spiteful and be like, this is the real PK. But if he's not doing that, if maybe, yes, he's drinking too much alcohol, maybe he is an alcoholic. I just think there's another way to go about it. And that to me should be private. It wasn't cool when Lisa Rinna asked her, Dorit, were people doing coke in your bathroom? Stop it, girl. Out of control. That was another moment. They was on that boat in Thailand or wherever the hell they were, Hong Kong. Sure. I just feel like y'all didn't learn from when Kyle did that to her own sister on TV. And Lisa Rinna did it to her too. They both tag teamed Kim Richards. So the next scene is Kyle and Portia fake moving furniture. I can't with them. They fake moving chairs in the house. It's just like, girl, I can't. So then later in the day, Erika comes over to meet up with Kyle to talk about Dorit. I'm just like, why y'all couldn't all have a meet up? Like, I don't understand why we gotta talk about each other behind each other, but I guess whatever. Basically, Kyle and Dorit feel the same exact way about each other. Both of them think the same exact thing about each other. Neither one of them thinks that both of them feel like they need an apology. They both have their feelings hurt. They both feel as though the other person did something mean-spirited to them. I don't necessarily agree. I agree that Kyle does mean-spirited shit. I agree that Kyle will cut you off. But it's interesting that Dorit says that about Kyle, because isn't that exactly what Kyle used to say about Lisa Rinna? I mean, not Lisa Rinna, Lisa Vanderpump. She used to always say, Lisa, you go away, you don't want to be anyone's friend, and you cut me off, and da, da, da. And Kyle always wanted to be Lisa Vanderpump's friend. Always. Always. And then it's like, that's now what Dorit is doing. It's saying Kyle is doing to her. But I believe that about Kyle. I do. Kyle is shady. Kyle is a snake. She's a king cobra, in my opinion. The things that she's done over the years has just led me to believe she's just a king cobra and she's not to be trusted. I used to believe that, when I watched the first 4 or 5 seasons, I really was, Kyle is a great mom and she seems like a great wife and they have a beautiful family and blah, blah, blah. Not in beauty and aesthetically. I just felt like they have or seem to have a beautiful family, like a good life that they built for themselves and their kids and stuff like that. So I admire that. I thought that was good and good for TV, right? But then when you see who Kyle really is, you realize, nope. Everything that glitters isn't gold. Certainly in regarding Kyle. She will, in my opinion, when you can be cool with saying someone has oh God, what is it called? Now it's called fictitious disorder, but it's called Munchausen's. When you're saying someone has Munchausen's by proxy or Munchausen's, that's a problem. That's a whole mental disorder. You can't say that to the world without being a doctor. Stop it. So when you could do that, when you could do the stuff she did to Denise, the stuff she did to Garcelle, like it's the stuff she did to her own family, it's not cool. Kyle sat there all, not last season, but the season before, and let Lisa Rinna and Erika lay into her sister, Kathy Hilton. And Kathy probably deserved it, but you do not align yourself with your sister's enemies. You just don't do that. But that's what Kyle has done since season 1. Anyway, so Kyle shares with Erika that the only reason she went on the Amazon Live and basically told the world that Dorit and her are not really friends. They're not really that close. I was like, oh no. She was basically like, we're not that close. We've been on one vacation together. I was just like, again, who does that to their friend? Your husbands are best friends. Y'all are fake best friends. Like, who does that? It's one thing to fight amongst yourselves behind closed doors, but when it's spilling over into real life, it's a problem. And then Kyle wanted to make it seem like, well, the reason that broke me, the reason I was so mad at her and the reason I did that was because when we were on the BravoCon stage and someone asked Dorit, I think it was an answer from the audience or question from the audience, but it was like, who's your favorite, like Richard's sister? So Kathy, Kim, or Kyle. And I believe Dorit was about to say Kyle, but then someone was handing Dorit a shot, or Dorit was about to take a shot, something like that. And Kyle bumped her hand and made her spill it on herself. Not that that's a big deal. Dorit's response was, definitely not Kyle. And I'm paraphrasing, but she was just like, Kathy Hilton's my first. And she was joking. You could tell it was in jest. But Kyle took that little bitty thing as a reason to, still her up the river like she does everybody else. Let's see what else. Yeah, Kyle really she only seems to see what other people do to her. If she does something to someone else, in her mind, is always justified. She should be able to alienate Dorit in Kyle's mind because Dorit said something to her that was hurtful. How about have a real fucking adult conversation? That's all. Just have a conversation. Hey, that hurt my feelings. I was in my feelings. So I'm feeling away. I'll call you when I'm out my feelings. That's probably not a super adult way to do it, but people are who they are. So if you're in your feelings, I can tell you right now, if I'm in my feelings, you probably want to leave me alone. Because I don't want to say something to hurt you. And that's one thing you'll know with me, if there's a problem if I'm silent. There is something brewing below the surface if I'm silent, honey. So I'm being silent because if I say something, it's probably going to hurt your feelings. And I'm a girl that likes to live in the light. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. But if you try me, look, I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Child. And then the next scene, Garcelle's running around America being a boss. I think she's out here trying to live her best life and do as much and obtain as much as she possibly can. Her son visits her in the hotel room. They have a conversation about how she hopes he, with this new girlfriend, doesn't get married soon or early or something to that effect. She also throws some digs at Dorit. Oh, because Dorit announces to everybody via text message or something. She makes some sort of public announcement that that she and PK are separated or are separating. And I love me some Garcelle, but Garcelle was being shady because she's reading the text message or whatever it is, the announcement to her son, and she's just like, it's long-winded because it's Dorit. And it's like, come on, Garcelle, leave that lady alone. She going through a divorce. Stop it. And I have to say this: if y'all watch the after show, the fact that Dorit says, and I don't know if this is true or not, but Dorit says nobody reached out to her. Nobody reached out to her when she announced that she and PK were getting a divorce. I think with the exception of Erika, I believe. I know at some point Kyle did reach out because they shared on the show about her sending a text message or something. But again, if you're my friend and some life-changing situation happens, even if we're not friends like that anymore, even if I'm feeling a way about you, but you were really ever my friend and you are separating from your husband that you've been with, you got kids with, I'm probably gonna call you. At the very least, I'll call you and say, hey, how are you? Let's, have a drink. I'll come over. Do you need me? Like, what can I do? Not everybody needs you. Not everybody wants you to come over. Not everybody wants to have a drink. Not everybody wants any of that. Some people just need time to just figure it out. But I want you to know as my friend that if you need me, I am here. And Kyle sending her text messages, that ain't cool. Kyle would not understand if what Kyle was going through last year, and I would say a good part of this year, with everybody finding out that she and her husband are getting a divorce and he's cheating on her and all this kind of stuff. If Dorit had only simply sent a text message, it would have been World War III. Like it would have been, listen, Dorit would have been the worst friend on planet Earth. Period. There would be no way in hell that Dorit could make her way back to being Kyle's friend ever again. But again, Kyle thinks it's cool. Kyle does send a text message to Dorit, and I just feel like Kyle trying to be a fake hero. A few hours ago, or in that episode, a few hours ago, you are over here saying how Dorit is a terrible friend because of this, that, and the third, and Dorit really ain't done nothing to Kyle. Really, she hadn't. But it kind of reminded me of, if you guys ever watched The Real Housewives of New York, when Bethany had done something to Jill. It was so long ago. I don't even remember what Bethany did to Jill. Whatever it was, Jill was, listen, she was just not going to let Bethany off the hook for whatever the reason was. But the moment she found out, because she wanted to hold her feet to the fire, kind of like how Lisa Vanderpump would do with Kyle a little bit, but definitely how Kyle does everybody else. She wants to hold everybody else's feet to the fire except her own. She can't be held to the fire. It felt like that season where Jill was just not going to let Bethany out of it. And then the moment Jill Zarin found out that Bethany was getting married, she's getting engaged, and she was pregnant, all this stuff, all of a sudden she wants to come be this fake hero. And it's like, girl, if you was unbothered about me in my life 10 seconds ago, now that I'm engaged, and now that you can come be in my life in that way, so you can say, look at what I did, and I was there for this, that, and the third. Now you a fake phony ass friend, and I don't want to be your friend no more. And yes, I was part of the crowd that wanted Bethany to give Jill Zarin a chance. But it's like, because you're being fake and phony. But I think that's Jill Zarin in general. Anyway, back to Beverly Hills. Sutton and Jennifer talk about what's going on. They talk about how they feel about it, but I don't think they really give a shit. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think that they really give a shit. And I honestly, really, more than anybody, I don't think Erika, this is the thing with Erika. I don't know how she's able to do it, but she does. I have a hard time believing that Erika gives a shit about any of these people. I think Erika only cares about Erika and her paycheck. I do think Erika, on some level, likes the idea of having friends, but I just feel like Erika feels like more of a camaraderie with the gay men. That's just how I feel. I feel like she laughs harder. She has more fun with them, and maybe Lisa Rinna, but I think Lisa Rinna might have been, a man in her other life. Just saying, she just has man energy. She's not a girl's girl. She's just not, and that's just my opinion. But last year I gave Dorit the same exact speech that I gave Sutton at the end of the season. I'm like, why do y'all keep pretending and thinking Kyle is y'all friend? She don't want nothing to do with you. But I think Dorit got my message. I think the message got through to Dorit this season. I want to play this clip because this is what I felt like Dorit. This is the Dorit at the end of last season. This is what I was saying. I was screaming through the TV to Dorit, girl, and through the YouTube. I was like, please wake up. This is the Dorit that we need. The one that was on that boat in Hong Kong, and she was serving. She was listening. Dorit was sunning Erika. She's like, you're not that fucking interesting. I was like, oh, Dorit. So this is the Dorit that I like. So let me pull it up real quick. I'm gonna show y'all this little clip.
That was a f***ing joke, Rinna. No, that wasn't a joke, Dorit.
Dorit, there's truth in all kidding. You really think that I'm heartless and cold, don't you?
Yes.
I do think that you're very cold.
Yes.
You have no idea what cold is. None.
I don't really surround myself with cold people.
Dorit, forget it.
I just don't.
Okay, great.
And I certainly don't vie for their attention.
Get it,
or
Dorit.
their friendship.
Then stop talking to me. Then stop talking to me.
Honey, that is the easiest thing in the world for me to do. You guys, what is really going on here? What is it really? Why are you so defensive?
Listen, I don't know who told Eden, the daughter of the Sassoon Empire, to wear that damn wig. What is happening? Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled news. I can't with them, but this shit was funny to me. And this is the Dorit I've been like, girl, since I feel like she allowed Erika, Kyle, and Lisa Rinna to like get into her head about you're gonna be a part of this group and we're gonna, no matter what, we're gonna all stick together. Once Dorit signed up for that, she didn't realize she was at the bottom of the totem pole. Like, none of these people really like her, in my opinion. I think they have a few things in common, but I don't think none of those women like Dorit ever from the beginning. But anyway, this is the Dorit I liked when she was just like, nah, bitch, we're not doing that. I like this Dorit. So let's go back. Hold on one second.
Why can't you be like, I f***ed up. I'm so sorry that my husband was glaring at your f***ing vagina. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I'm sorry that my husband was glaring at your vagina. Are you f***ing kidding me?
I'm not f***ing kidding you.
What on earth do you expect a man with a beating heart to be doing when a girl's vajayjay's in front of them?
Oh my God.
Oh, please. Hold on.
You're so classy. Ask me again my opinion of you.
Whoa. What's your opinion of me?
Lisa?
We have class. Yeah, you too, Dorit.
I'm low class?
Yes, you are. You're
Oh,
class.
from the woman who comes from Connecticut and uses a fake British, Australian, South African, whatever accent.
I can't believe
You know,
it.
you know what,
Dorit, I gotta tell you, I was like listening to you. I'm like hearing what you're saying until you said.
I'm so bad. All right.
That's what I'm saying. You're
But you're
telling me.
acting like you had no idea her feelings were hurt.
Hold on. I have to go back and find it. Man, where is it? So hold on. It's somewhere in here where Dorit was serving her, and I was here for it. Hold on. Let's see.
Being embarrassed like that is not fun, Dorit. And being talked about like that is not fun.
Honey, I did
That
not.
is not nice. I'm
Hold on.
the whole time.
You're desperate for my friendship.
Oh my God.
You're desperate
It is.
for my relationship.
Is that what you really think?
No, it's what I know.
Is that what you? Where are you? In which cloud are you
I'm on
living in?
reality. Where are you?
You are certainly not in reality. What on earth would I need from you, Erika? You're not that interesting.
Oh, bitch.
You're not fun.
Oh.
You're not nice at all. You're cold as ice and stoic. Why the hell would I be vying for your attention?
To me, Dorit is the only one that's ever put Erika in her fucking place. She the only one. Dorit's the one, bitch. Dorit's the one. If you really try her, she will put you in your fucking place, all the way in your place. She put Erika in her place because listen to Erika's response. And Erika, remember, Dorit was really coming for her, like back to back to back. It was really the boat against Dorit. But anyway, Erika didn't have this same response, this kind of cowering down response to Sutton. When Sutton basically was calling Erika out for the same shit that everybody else was calling her out for. Hold on.
You must have touched a nerve. You're all
Desperate for my friendship. You're desperate for my relationship.
Is that what you really think?
No, it's what I know.
Is that what you? Where are you? In which cloud are you
I'm
living
on reality. Where are you?
You are certainly not in reality. What on earth would I need from you, Erika? You're not that interesting. You're not fun. You're not nice at all. You're cold as ice and stoic. Why the hell would I be vying for your attention?
I must have touched a nerve. You're obviously loud.
I'm not like you, Erika.
But how do you know Erika? You don't.
Again, that's the Dorit that I want to come back. And I feel like Kyle tried Dorit's life one too many times. And now Dorit's like, oh, but you just wait, bitch. Because in this episode, at the end of the episode, what did Dorit tell Kyle? We'll get there. Hold on a second. Look. So in the next scene, Mauricio and PK are speaking at lunch. I don't even know why this is a thing. What? I don't care. I don't understand why this is a thing. So Mauricio and them. So basically, PK comes to tell Mauricio that the reason that PK and Dorit are separating. Which, if you watch the episode, what PK tells Mauricio and what Dorit is telling everyone else is completely polar opposite. PK sits down and tells Mauricio that the reason that him and PK and Dorit are separating is because he got sober. That's what PK says. But meanwhile, Dorit's telling everybody the reason they're separating is because PK is an alcoholic. And because, you know, he's gone a lot and, you know, he's not there a lot, you know, for the kids and this, that, and the third. I personally think it's just not your place to say anyone has a substance use problem, whatever that substance might be, whether it's alcohol or illicit drugs, whatever it is. I think that it's the thing is, it's not your place. That's number one. But there are situations in which you could say whatever the hell you want to say, right? So like if he's beating her or being abusive to her and something like that, and she's getting a divorce and she's saying this is part of the reason because before he was using the drugs or before he was an alcoholic, you know, we had a good relationship and this is why I'm leaving. Okay, that makes sense. I still think it's not your place to tell the world. And the fact that she's on TV telling the world, the problem is you've now, even if Dorit is right, which maybe she is, I'm not sure. But even if she's right, you've now put a target on your husband's back for the remainder of his life. All right, let's see who's this. Someone says, is it Shonique? I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. It says tell it. No, but I feel like you're putting a whole target on your husband's back. And the problem is it's going to remain there for the remainder of his life because we have something now called the internet. It's 25 years ago, before the internet was a thing, if I didn't like you or, you know, I wanted to make your life miserable or I wanted to get a whole bunch of people not to like you, ruin your reputation, you kind of had to ruin your reputation here and then hope it spreads. Whereas now, the moment she says that now, every time PK picks up a drink in any event, someone's snapping a picture, someone's going to say he's out of control. He's this, that, and the third. And again, you're creating a narrative for your husband, even if he ends up being your ex-husband, that I don't know if you want to do that because he has kids with you. You telling the world that you are married and had babies with an alcoholic. Listen, alcoholism is a disease. Once you become physically addicted to it, and I'm not an expert in the alcohol or substance abuse industry, but I have to know about it for my background in, you know, being a therapist. Once you become physically addicted to it, it's not like one of those situations where you can just like, well, I don't want to be an alcoholic anymore. No, you're physically addicted. You have to have the alcohol. That's why you have to go to rehab or have a rehab process. Just saying. Shonique says, I didn't mind it because PK went on to tell Mauricio that he was an alcoholic who'd become sober. Yeah, he did say that. So maybe they had an agreement that they reveal it. That's possible. That's possible. Even if they both agree, even if they went on TV and said, this is what we've been coping with, and he's been doing whatever, it's just going to follow him for the remainder of his life. Period. Whether or not that man gets sober. This is the thing about our society. We live in a toxic society that basically loves to build people up so they can tear them down. They waiting for you to fail. But even though our society is waiting for you to fail, our society is very forgiving. You see the people walking around in America talking about free Diddy. This man over here running a whole sex ring according to the Southern District of New York. And people still talk about, you know, let's just let him be free. Like, are you serious? But that's what I mean by our country, our society can be very forgiving. I just feel like you don't want that type of title attached to you because no matter what he does, unless he just owns it, like Lisa Rinna used to always say, unless he just says, yes, this is what was going on. And I think it was a good approach for Luann, poor Luann de Lesseps, because she was the biggest. Luann was the poster child for fake. Like everything in her life that we thought on some level could be possibly real was fake. But anyway, that's another story for another day. But I was going to say, Luann took the perspective at some point to say, today I'm not drinking. So that way she didn't pigeonhole herself in, because she had already done that with, I'm going to get sober, my kids and my husband and da-da-da-da. I was in a dark place. she did that and people rally for you when you're going to stop using the substance. That's true. But again, there's always a subset of people that can't wait to see you fail. So maybe you're right. Shanik also says, and yes, it's a show need, like show now. Oh, that's how you say your name, show need. Okay, got it. All right. Anyway, so let's move on. So then Dorit goes to Kathy's house. What is Kathy in this season? Kathy has no room in this. But listen, I'm here for Kathy Hilton. I don't know. Kathy is the only person that I've ever seen on TV that legit lives in La La Land and is happy to live there. But it's legit snake-like. Kathy can be very slithery. I'm like, ooh. So we all just gonna forget that. This is what I didn't understand about. I don't know if it was this episode or the second episode where Kathy and Erika are laughing or they're conversating or something, and I'm like, didn't Erika say the season that Lisa Rinna still was on there? That Kathy walked across the room in Aspen and said that something she called some man a faggot or something. And that's a very derogatory word. I don't use that word, but I'm just saying she said something very derogatory like that. I'm like, when you accuse somebody of being a bigot or racist, again, those are big words. They only have little letters, but I mean, it's only a short number of letters in them, but they have a very big impact worldwide. We friends again, child. Like, I don't even know how. If you call me and you say that I have, I'm a bigot and I have a problem with people's sexuality or people's race or gender, whatever it is, how do you come back from that? I just think you got to watch your words sometimes. Unless Kathy actually did say those things, which here's the thing. I believe Kathy said it, but I also believe Kathy was drunk. I also believe Kathy didn't think anyone would say anything because I don't think Kathy thinks that way. I don't think Kathy's been Kathy Hilton for way too long to think that anyone is going to call her out, in my opinion, or do anything like that. They introduced the newest housewife, which I think her name is Bossy or Boss, or I can't remember what her name is, but I'll get it at some point. I'm bad with names in general. Listen, she's accomplished, and I really think she is a unique beauty. I think she has this like sun-kissed skin. It's just very beautiful. I think she's very beautiful. I also think that she has 14 too many bags of weave in her hair. I do. I want her to take a few of those out. But everybody, I feel like, has a glow up on Housewives. I feel like they all probably by their third season, if they make it to the third season, is when they really can afford glam, because we know all of these people, they act like they rich. I don't know if these people really rich like that, but that's just my opinion. Because listen, sidebar, I just want Garcelle to still season 5 that she's in. I don't even know what season this is for Garcelle, but I need her to fire her whole glam squad. The people that put Garcelle together on the after show this season, where she has that like black dress on and the little crystal looking necklace thing, that was chef's kiss. It was cute, it was elegant, but it was just, cute enough. It wasn't overkill. Her wig was right, but every season they can't get it right for her. Listen, I love everything that what's her name, Dorit wears, but Dorit gets it right for Dorit. I wish she would just let Dorit just like bring her current, or that lady from the Potomac, Ascala. Just Garcelle is too beautiful. She gets it wrong so much. I can't. But what else did I want to say about Garcelle? Can I just say, wow, what's his name? PK he was talking to Mauricio about why he's separating from his wife or whatever. Mauricio looked, I swear to God, I watched this, like, I was just like, Mauricio couldn't give a shit. I can't. That's why I say it's the fake and the phony. I cannot. This man gave zero about what PK was saying. If you go back and watch it, maybe it's editing. I'll give him that. Maybe it's editing, but I was just like, Mauricio could care less about what this man's talking about. It feels like a forced scene. They really forced it in there, in my opinion. So Kathy comes, so they're at the surreal party or whatever. But the way they introduce this lady, I really like it. She's very accomplished. I think she was like the marketing director at Netflix, and then she worked the same kind of role at Uber and things like that. So she's very, very accomplished. I just want her to take some of her weave out of her head. That's it. I love the fact that she walked into that party like with a wedding dress on. I was like, all right, push through, sis. I wouldn't have done it, but you know, I'm into it. I think it's interesting that the new lady and Dorit hit it off the bat. I want to believe that Dorit is just really ignorant with regard to race, because I don't think she's very cerebral in general. But I do think that last season, with what went on the season before, with what was going on with Garcelle's son and all of the knee on the neck and all that kind of stuff, and then the following season, how she treated Garcelle, it's just a lot. She's over the years just not treated Garcelle the best. But her interaction so far with this lady leads me to believe that Dorit just was. She's ignorant, because remember she said at that table that time that they were discussing, I think it was Crystal and Garcelle were discussing race at the table, and you know Kathy Hilton was like, well, I think you shouldn't have to tell a 4-year-old about racism, and you know if he has to protect himself, what to do with a police officer when he's a grown up, that's too big of a conversation. And I love that Garcelle was like, and that's the privilege that you have the privilege to not have to think about that. You have the privilege to not have to worry about saying that kind of conversation is too big of a conversation. And I'm paraphrasing, to have with your child. But even at that table, Dorit put her foot in her mouth. Yeah, I mean, we have had lots of people of color, of dark skin working in our home and this and that, Filipino. And it's like, Dorit, girl, you are so ignorant. Stop it. Like, what are you talking about? The people work for you in your home, or the people of color? Girl, knock it off. But I really do think she's just ignorant. That being said, that's part of the reason why her and this new lady, the boss lady, the black new boss lady, the fact that they kind of hit it off, I just don't believe Dorit is a racist. I really don't. I think that she's just ignorant about certain things, personally. And I think if you're ignorant about certain things and you're under a microscope and you have one black lady there that you don't really like or get along with, and you've had a lot of kind of like rocky situations with her, and you've been very insensitive with her, it's going to seem away. It might seem away. And so she left a bad taste in my mouth for many seasons. But this particular season with her and Erika, I was like, Dorit, get Erika together, because I don't know another person on the Housewives that got Erika together ever like that. Crystal tried, but Crystal didn't really execute. She stood up to Erika, but I don't feel like she gathered her. Like, I feel like Erika got gathered by Dorit. Shonique says, new housewife is Boz. Thank you. Like the speakers. I love it. I appreciate it. And she says, and yes, too many bundles. I shouldn't be on this internet. Why? Like, I can't. I'm really not a mean person. I really am not. But I have to criticize the episode. This is just my opinion of the episode. Guys, please hit the like button if you're here and you like the content you're receiving. And subscribe if you would like. What else? Oh, okay. So then we get to I loved when Kathy came to the table. Kathy came to the table and she called the lady Mrs. Boz, is what Shanique told me how to pronounce her name. And was like, hi, Mrs. Boss Lady, or something like that. Or she called her the boss or something like that. And the people at the table were correcting her. Like, no, that's not her name, is Boz. And she's like, no, I got it right. It's Boss. And Kathy, listen, I love Kathy. Everybody needs a friend like Kathy. Kathy is one of those friends you kind of have to explain. You can't take her everywhere, because she's kind of eclectic too and weird. But she's just fun to have around. She's just funny. And also very ignorant, in my opinion. And I like her, but that's just my opinion of her. But this is the thing too. What? Listen, why did Kathy Hilton sit down at the table and start taking out her hair weave? Like, what are we doing? This is my problem with this scenario. Listen, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh my God, like that gets offended easy about stuff like that. I'm not offended. The problem that I have is that I don't look at everything through a race lens. I don't. But I have to call a thing a thing. If Garcelle was sitting at that table, had arrived sitting at that table, and she was a friend of, and arrived sitting at that table and started taking out her hair weave, there would have been an eruption online about how she's classless, and they would have been dragging this lady all up and down by her edges. Like, I promise you, they would have been dragging Garcelle or any woman in that position that's brown. They would have said, oh my God, this is why we don't like people of color on this show. It would have been a thing. It would have been a thing. And Kathy Hilton can just take out her weave at the table and it's all good. But I love the fact that the Bose lady she called it out. She was just like in her confessional though. She was just like, I've never seen that before in life ever. Lady, Bose, y'all don't look at my ashy leg. I'm sorry. I have to have surgery tomorrow, guys. So pray for me. It's not a big major surgery, but I do have to get general anesthesia. So pray for me. So the last scene, for the most part, is they have Kyle and Dorit sit down for the last thing, like maybe minute and a half. And again, this episode where I showed you where Dorit basically gave Erika the business on that boat. That's what she did. She understood the assignment, because I told Dorit last season and season before, I was like, her and Sutton, I was like, y'all want to keep playing with pigs in the mud? Everybody's dirty. Don't complain about it. If you're going to continue to be in a relationship with whoever it is, it doesn't matter if it's your mama, your grandma, your boyfriend, your baby daddy, your ex-baby daddy, your ex-husband, your new girlfriend, whoever it is that you're choosing to entertain in your life, if they do something to you horrible, treat you poorly, and you keep coming back to sit at that same table and break bread with these people, you're the problem. You're allowing these people to treat you this way. So I can't be more offended for you about how these people are treating you, which in general, I'm like that girl though. I'd be more mad, but it's like, it's sort of like when you have a friend or a sister or somebody, a best friend, and then they tell you that their boyfriend is treating them terribly or their husband's cheating on whatever it is that the guy is doing, or girl, whatever it is. Once I know that, I can't say I don't. It's like watching a documentary about something and it's like, I cannot say that I don't know that they did this to the chickens or they put GMOs in our food or whatever it is. I can't now not act like I don't understand that this is a problem, you know? And I think all of us have been in that situation where you had a best friend or a sister or somebody close to you, and they're in a relationship with somebody that's treating them poorly. And now they tell you, and then once they tell you, you have to put on because once they get back with their friend or their boyfriend or baby dad or whoever it is, you have to just kind of accept it. And again, I can do cordial. I can't be phony. It's hard for me to be phony, but I'm not going to, like, if you're on my turf, I'm not going to make you feel uncomfortable. So if I have a friend, and I have had friends like this, where they tell the friend group about something going on with their boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, whatever, and then you bring them back around and we all kind of like, what the fuck is happening here? That's what I feel like, how I feel about Kyle and all of the people that continue to be Kyle's friend. I'm like, even Sutton again this season, girl, what are you doing? I can't. So Kyle sits down and states that she's sorry about what happened with PK and Dorit and them separating. Again, Kyle, that would have been the end of Kyle and Dorit's friendship if Kyle had announced to the world that she and Mauricio were separating, and all Dorit did was send her a text message. Dorit would have been dead to Kyle. Like, there would have been no resuscitation of Dorit and Kyle's friendship, because Kyle would have felt like, that is the worst thing ever. I would have been there for you. I would be there for you. That's what Kyle would have done, because Kyle can't do anything but make everything about her. Everything is about her, no matter what. She's just not a good friend. And it's sad because she doesn't even see it. If you ask Kyle, I can promise you, she thinks she's the best friend to all her best friends. She does. That's how Kyle feels. She can't even see it. If you watch the last scene again, you'll realize sitting there, Kyle immediately is not listening to anything Dorit is saying. She's complaining about everything Dorit is saying. Instead of saying in real time, kind of like, why is Dorit treating me this way? Meaning to herself, why am I receiving this? She can't do it. She can't do it. Because Kyle can't be wrong. It has to be something someone else has done to her. That's the whole conversation she had with Erika. It's because she said she liked Kathy better than me on the BravoCon. It's like, girl, read the room. You know that lady was joking with you. Why are you acting like that? But that's Kyle. It's like, let me find tits on an ant. Let me find a little bit, because you see how small an ant is. So if you got to go find tits on it, it's even smaller than the ant. That's what Kyle does. She has to find the problem. And she needs to announce it. Everyone needs to be honest, except her. You mean to tell me that, and this I think is in episode 2, you told Sutton that you came into your husband's office and he put in a picture frame of him and his Dancing with the Stars situation, and you cool with it? You ain't saying surprise. Oh, listen, somebody going to jail tonight. Walk in my house and you didn't put another lady's picture in my picture frame in my, no, man. See, this is the type of stuff that'll end you up in cell block C. Okay. You play so much. You playing with my patience. Like I said, I ain't a killer, but don't push me like that, out of bounds. But I think that's in episode 2. I can't with her. But Kyle would have definitely made that a problem for whoever. If that was another person's marriage and their husband did that to them, Kyle would have made that the biggest problem. I can't believe you're staying with some. Y'all remember Taylor? I forget what Taylor's last name was, but Taylor was like, I feel like season 1 through 4 or maybe 5 or something like that. And she was always treated poorly about the rest of the people. She just was. And Kyle was always, she loves being the hero, but she would always tell her, you shouldn't leave him. You shouldn't. And Kyle was right. She should have left that guy. Rest his soul in peace. But it's like, girl, are you the pot or the kettle in this here deal? Which one are you? And I never want to, I'm never going to dance on someone's grave. I never want to, I'm not going to celebrate because you're getting a divorce, even if I don't like you. That's just not my character. I'm not going to do that. And be clear. I'm not going to do it because I have integrity and that's just not who I am. But the way these tables turn in life, you'll be the next one sitting in that same seat, being served the same cold ass, old ass tuna sandwich. And nobody wants to eat it. It stinks and it smells and no one wants to be around you and your stinky tuna sandwich. Nobody. People will drop you like a bad habit. Erika realized that real quick when she was being sued by all of those people that she refused to call victims. I can't wait, Erika. But anyway, let's see. We have some more. Let's see. Shonik says Kyle has absolutely no ability to be introspective. You're right. She doesn't have it. The fact that she walked away when Dorit stood on business exactly says it all. Entitled and delusional. 100%. I agree. 3,000%. I agree. 3,000%. Kyle is always the center of the friend group. Like, she's the one that's been there from the beginning. So people, I feel every season kind of want to like, they know she has power and sway. She just does. She's the last Mohican. She's the last one standing. No offense to the Mohicans, but I'm just saying she's the last one. And I think that all of them, every last one of them on some level, with the exception of Lisa Vanderpump, I think kind of like bow down to Kyle in some way. I'll take that back. I wouldn't say Garcelle bowed down to her, but she turns everything around on everybody. She turns it around on them, and it's like she cries when they are truthful to her. So I was very shocked that. And listen, I have compassion. I'm a therapist. I have compassion, especially if someone's crying. Right? That hurts my feelings. I'm like, oh my God! Like, I don't want you to be sad about whatever is making you sad. But I do think that Kyle's tears in these specific type of situations, I'm not talking about when she's talking about like her relationship with her husband or her kids or nothing like that, or her family, but I'm saying in these type of situations where Kyle is wrong about something, I feel like she's hurt and crying because she's losing the fight. She's losing the argument. And that is frustrating to her. So, for example, like with me, I'm not a crier in the sense of like things are so sad. I can cry when things are so sad, right? If something's very sad, children being hurt, people being sexually assaulted, hunger, poverty in the world, all those types of things, that could make me very sad and I could cry about it. But in general, if I'm crying, it's because usually I'm angry about something. And I don't like being lied on, that type of thing. Like if a situation is outside of my control and I'm angry about it, that might make me cry way before something else like that. And I feel like with Kyle, that's what happens to her. I don't think that Kyle doesn't care about people. I do think she does. But I think that when she's called out on a situation and she can't get out of it, she cries or she runs off. And that's what she said. That's what she did. She ran off because she can't get out of it. You know, if she doesn't feel like she's winning the argument, she's gonna cry and she's gonna run off. And people let her. People let her. But listen, Dorit said, "Nuh-uh." She said, "Today I got time." Dorit was like, "I got time, sis." Because Dorit said, okay, so let me see. Kyle says, hold on, let's see. Hold on, wait. Hold on. Okay, so Dorit sits down and like I said, Kyle says she's sorry that they're separating. And then Kyle goes on to say that we're both hurt, and I'm hurt. You've done something to me. I've done something, so we're both hurt. So that's Kyle's way in. It's not just me. It can't just be. I apologize for that. I've hurt you. I apologize that I cut you off. I apologize that I, basically iced you out. I apologize that I called out your marriage or called out your sexuality or called out whatever it is that Kyle tends to call out. She can't do it. So she has to immediately say, we both have hurt each other. We both have hurt feelings. It's like, girl, I cannot with you. Oh, Taylor Armstrong. Yeah, you're right. I was thinking Taylor, but I wasn't sure of her last name. Shanique says Dorit had all the time in the world. She had all the time in the world. I love that she said and repeated, Grace time is over. Yeah, honey. While Kyle was walking away. While Kyle was walking away and looking dejected that her tears weren't working. Dorit didn't give a fuck. Facts. Listen, no lies told in that statement. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Dorit says, what did she say? Dorit, because Kyle says, immediately sits down and says, we both have hurt feelings. We both did something to each other, blah, blah, blah. And Dorit immediately put up her fucking stop sign. Stop sign. Nope. Dorit said, pause. Okay. She said, pause. She said, enough is enough. Dorit said, what did she say? She said, she says, I feel like I've been tossed around and used whenever you want. Oh, she says, I feel like I've been tossed around and I'm used whenever you want to throw me around and bring me back and stuff like that. She's absolutely right. She's describing exactly how Kyle treats people. It's how she treated Lisa Vanderpump. It's how she treated, really, she's been mean to Erika. Well, who hasn't she been mean to? The, what's that lady's name that she's not on the Housewives no more, but she so desperately wants to be on the Housewives? Oh God, Garcelle calls her a Nat. Oh my God, what is her name? Teddy, child. That's probably the only person that Kyle hasn't treated really poorly, at least on film. But I think it's because literally Teddy crawled right directly up Kyle's puss. Like, I just feel like she did, and she stayed there. She permanently stayed there. And Kyle likes people like that. Kyle likes people that she can, how some people, they have like this syndrome where it's like they want to be someone's savior. Kyle has people. I think that's how she looks at her. She looks at her like she's a little sister in a way, but it's really weird. And Kyle got offended. Remember, she got offended at that dinner when Dorit was saying, basically, kicked me to the curb for what's her name? Oh God, Teddy Mellencamp. And it's weird that y'all go to couple therapy. When Dorit said they go to couple therapy, and then Erika was like Switzerland, which Erika usually is unless it's about Erika. But yeah, so Erika was like, yeah, I did think it was weird that you and her were going to couple therapy, and I think that they were being shady as fuck, and they try to act like they didn't know what they were saying. I'm like, now y'all know them damn women are not in couples therapy. Stop it. But now that Kyle and that one girl, the lady from last season, the country star, they seem to have come out of the closet or stayed in the closet. I don't know what's happening with the closet, but now that I think about it, then maybe Teddy and Kyle did have something. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't even seen Kyle be that friendly with her own sisters. Just saying. So then, yeah, I put on here, Kyle throws a fit and starts talking about how she hates what's happening. And she just really wanted to get to the other side of this with Dorit. Yeah, that's what Kyle likes to do. It's sort of like, if you remember, if you watched the years that Lisa Rinna was on there, if you can remember, Lisa Rinna treated, she wasn't a good friend really to Denise, who was her actual friend seemingly. And she wasn't a good friend to, what's the other lady? Garcelle. She really wasn't. And she had done something wrong. I don't remember exactly what she had done to Garcelle, but whatever it was, the fans were coming for her, me included, because I can't stand Lisa Rinna. But Lisa Rinna, the first time her and Garcelle met at that dinner or lunch or wherever they were, she immediately apologized. She disarmed everybody. That's what Lisa Rinna would do. She's one of those people that she's petty, she's sneaky and slithery, and she's very calculated. Everything she does is on purpose, in my opinion. But she understands how to play the game, and she, like she said, she's like a cockroach. You can try to kill her, but she gonna come back. She gonna figure out how to come back. And that's immediately what she did. So she disarms people. And excuse me, that's what Kyle was attempting to do. But she was trying to gaslight Dorit, and Dorit was like, nah, bitch, not today. Not today. I ain't having it. I loved it though, because it reminded me of what I showed you guys on this episode. Let's go back and rewatch it one more time before this is over. Hold on. Let me see.
That's not true. Sometimes, you just got to let people know just how full of shit they really are. I guess now's the right time.
You know what? You pick and you pick and you pick, and you're dying for my attention, and now you have it. Honey.
Child.
Is that not enough for you? Honey, don't flatter yourself. No, I'm not dying for your attention. You are dying for my attention. That's all you've done the whole time.
You're desperate for my friendship. You're desperate for my relationship.
Is that what you really think? No, it's what I know. Is that what you? Where are you? In which cloud are you living? I'm on reality. Where are you? You are certainly not in reality. What on earth would I need from you, Erika? You're not that interesting. You're not fun. You're not nice at all. You're cold as ice and stoic. Why the hell would I be vying for your attention?
You're Dorit.
I must have touched a nerve. You're obviously loud.
That's the Dorit I've been hoping for since that season that she came on. I don't remember what season it was. I think it was season 6 or 7. I can't remember whatever season it was. Dorit had all the smoke. And I was just like, that's why I never understood. Like, she, to me, even though she can come across as kind of like really shallow and, whatever else, I always felt like I liked her because of that. Not because I want you to be mean and irritating and disrespectful to people, but I cannot stand a bully. And to me, that's what Erika is. It is what it is. I'm gonna call it what it is. Okay. She's a bully. And if you let her, she's going to bully you. Period. In the story. She's never gonna bully the people that she don't think she can bully. Like, she never tried to bully Lisa Rinna. I mean, not Lisa Rinna, Lisa Vanderpump, because Lisa Vanderpump wasn't having it. Lisa Vanderpump was like, bitch, I built my everything. So now what? You did what? And listen, No lies were told in that one either. Lisa had her own, set of issues, but this is the Dorit that I liked from the beginning. Like, lots of people never liked Dorit. I always liked her. I thought she was fashionable. I liked, I thought she was kind of like dingy, but listen, whatever. I think everybody doesn't, you could have a different personality. We don't need a show full of Ericas, a show full of Kyles, a show full of Camille. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't need that. We need some more dimensions. And so she brought a little more of like, the fashion game and little dingy kind of thing, and I was okay with it. I never understood her and PK because I'm like, he ain't an attractive girl. You are beat for the guys. And why are you over here with this man? Like, I don't understand it. Maybe he has a big schlong. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. So then Kyle starts asking Dorit, why are you being like that? And Dorit basically says, because I'm not going to put up with your shit anymore, Kyle. I was like, ooh, I had to clutch my invisible pearls. I was like, yeah, Dorit. Because that's the thing. Dorit could be that way. She could certainly be that way. Dorit, if she gets dug in about something, she can certainly be dug in about it. And right now, at least at this point in the season, she's dug in with Kyle and she ain't letting her off the hook. And I'm here for it because Kyle never gets that. There hasn't been a person, I feel like, that refuses to let Kyle off the hook. The only person that ever kind of would do that was Lisa Vanderpump. But I think they kind of were on equal footing on some level, at least from a fan perspective way, because I think Kyle has a subset of fans and Lisa has her fans and things like that. And in the beginning, I liked them both. There were seasons that I didn't like either of them. And the more seasons they went on, the less I liked either of them. But I liked the fact that I feel like at least Lisa has some realness to her. Kyle is just fake from head to toe. And I hate it because it's like, girl, you don't have to be that way. And you have children, your children watching you be fake and phony. The thing I will say, I think this comes up in episode 2. People are trying to tell her, I think mainly Sutton are trying to tell Kyle, listen, girl, you need to get a lawyer. You need to get a lawyer and you need to like get your affairs in order because Kyle, and I'm not saying, I hope Kyle is right about this. And I pray to God Sutton is wrong about it. But I don't think Kyle really gets that there's so much at stake here, money-wise. I think Kyle thinks that Mauricio is going to be a gentleman about it. And I hope that he is for her sake, because like I said, I don't like to dance on people's graves, and I'm not going to knock people when they're down, but I think it's very ironic that Kyle has talked about how great her relationship is, how great her marriage is, and it's rock solid, and talked about everybody else's relationships and how they need this, that, and the third, and what they should do, and all the people that, things she wouldn't put up with and whatnot. And then she's in this pickle with her husband. It does feel kind of like how y'all don't work it out. I don't understand though. That I really will say I don't understand how come they couldn't work it out. But I think there are some things that people are deal breakers. You have a baby on me or you cheat on me, it's a deal breaker. And this is the thing, why you ain't gotta embarrass her so publicly? Not saying that you should embarrass her privately, but damn, Mauricio, you really out here with your dance partner lady from Dancing with the Stars. Child. So in that way, I do have empathy for her and I feel bad for her, but I do think it's interesting that lady said at that table at Camille's house, I think this was like season 3, I think. I don't remember what season it was. It was whatever season Camille wanted to get Kyle back. It might have been season 2, I don't know. But that lady, Miss Dubois, whatever her name is, she's some sort of medium or something. She told Kyle at that dinner, she said, once the kids are grown or out of the house or something like that, y'all won't have anything in common. I was like, damn. She's like, he will never emotionally fulfill you. I was like, damn. You know the episode where, what did Camille tell? Camille told, what's his name? She said, Faye Resnick, the morally corrupt Faye. They bring Camille back. Camille is a whole firecracker. Camille don't need to be a housewife, but she a whole ass firecracker. She's a good, like friend of. I wish they would put her in more episodes because Camille, I wouldn't say Camille could gather Kyle, but Camille ain't putting up with Kyle's bullshit. In the story, she's not. She will call Kyle out, but I don't think that I don't think Camille wants to be enemies with Kyle. Because I think it's just like everybody else. They feel like she is the queen of this town. In terms of this show, she has Andy's ear and she's never going anywhere unless she wants to. But you never know. They revamped all of New York and I haven't really watched since. So Kyle, maybe. I don't know. If I was Kyle, I probably would have left the show by now. I don't know. I would have left because why are you here now? That's the irony of Housewives, though. Half of them ain't Housewives. How many housewives are on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Is anybody married? I can't remember if the new black lady Bose is married. I can't remember if she said she was. Maybe she's getting a divorce. I feel like I can't remember if she's married or not. I feel like maybe she's getting a divorce. Garcelle's not married. Dorit's married. Kyle, I guess, is still married, but getting a divorce. Sutton is divorced. I don't know what that Jennifer lady is doing. Who else is on this show? I feel like I'm leaving someone out. Oh, and Erika's divorced or still getting divorced. I'm not sure. Oh, I'm saying it wrong still. Boz. Is that how I'm supposed to say? Boz, I'm sorry. Oh, she's a widow. Nope, no one's married anymore. She's widowed. Yeah, I think I remember that. Because I don't know. Did her husband have cancer or something like that? I can't remember what happened. Yeah, because when I rewatched it, I skipped over some things because it was just kind of like I don't want to spend another hour watching it, but I skipped over some things so that I could get ready for this this here YouTube recap. But thanks guys for hanging out with me for this hour and 22 minutes. I appreciate it if you hit the like button, subscribe. Again, my name's Chanel and this is my reality. I'm gonna go ahead and get some Z's. Like I said, pray for me if you pray. Having surgery tomorrow morning, so I probably won't be on here for a week or two. But maybe I will because I'll be home in bed. Maybe I'll get tired of laying down. I'm not sure. But we'll see. Anyways, y'all have a good night. Protect your energy. Be great.